do. Bah, bah, I'm back. We're going to go again. We're back. Well, I'm back. We're going, all right. Last episode, last session, last mission totally exhausted me. It took so long to play. I loved it. It was so good. I'm sorry if at the end of that video I sound sad. I sound tired is what I do. Used up, exhausted. I was battle shocked, boys. It took a toll, that mission. So many tough choices. The combat on the ship was so tense. The dice checks were so hard. And I tried to, I don't know how I've edited it, because I haven't edited that one yet. But, man, I filmed that entire thing. I had like 5.5 hours of footage on my phone. I don't know how much I'm going to show you, right? I don't know how entertaining I can make that. I don't know how snappy I can edit it. But hopefully you will have seen, there was a couple rolls where I rolled every dice I had, and all of them gave me exactly what I needed. I don't know what it would have happened in this mission, this attack of the Vanguard, if I hadn't done as well as I had. I feel like I did very well. The little thing at the end of the game, the mission asks you how many invasion cubes got placed, and at one point I was up to 6, but I managed to whittle that down, and by the end of the game I only had 4 of them left. And that was, I think, the second lowest option, right? The lowest option on the, hey, how many cubes do you have, was 0. But I had 4, which is, I think, the second lowest option was between 1 and 4. I feel like I did really well. They were space heroes. Those 3 piloted the Pelican to its fiery explosion. They're heroes. We're going to, and we can't shirk their memory by giving up now. Things look bleak. Here's the thing. Here's a thing. There's going to be many things, people. There's going to be many things. This is probably going to be a very shipbook focused little series of diaries. But at the last session, right before the invasion, I believe that I had 1 or 2 extra command tokens due to something. I don't remember, but I believe I did. And then we skipped the entire ship phase, and I think that those command tokens boiled away into nothing. I'm going to give myself 1 extra command token because I think I was supposed to have it. You know, I can probably check. 1 second. Let me just go to the... Yeah, Valia Nalkiova died on the failed attempt to land on Atropos. And she gave me 1 extra command token. So I had 1 extra command token, but then the entire ship management step was skipped. I'm giving myself that extra command token, right? I'm not losing that extra command. My big worry right now is that I have too many situations and that they're going to just whittle me down to nothing. I did not record all of my sort of cleanup step after the ship attack. I was too tired. I did that the next day. I got some unique discoveries. I put those unique discoveries in my book. They gave me some stuff, nothing super exciting. And then I had enough experience that I bought everybody an extra dice, right? So everyone had 6 dice going into the ISS Vanguard mission. Now they're at 7 dice. I expect to lose 1 or 2 dice here. But buying the dice gives us at least a bit of a buffer. Yeah, I'll check in with you as the situation phase progresses. First things first. This is my new campaign objective. Limping on. Find an inhabited solar system. That's so exciting. Find an inhabited planet in any of the systems that the Vanguard can reach to. The Vanguard is barely holding together. You've got that right, game. You knew it. You set this up so I would be limping. We must find a place to repair before it's too late. Got it. Mission accepted. Here are my situations. I have an outbreak. Each section moves 1 available crew member to the resting crew. Okay, here's all of my crew. I think we're going to be losing morale, Willow, and I don't want you to get knocked out. So you're going to go blind and go safely to the resting crew. Each section. So she was security. Who else do I want to protect? I'm going to protect Zamia. She's going blind and therefore cannot quit. You know, she's got to deal with one problem at a time. Vadaz has to be saved. And Recon, it's going to be... I mean, you're super cool, but like, in the anime, you'd have the best secret super ability. And you'd whip it out and everybody'd be like, what? She can do that? Also, big style choice props for the glowing orange glass inside your glasses. Like when you went to space, when Jesse Bennett went to space, they went to their eye doctor and they said, I want the coolest ass glasses ever. And they were like, oh, cool. Here's some Versace's. And then Bennett was like, no, I want you to take the most absurd dollar store roundy glasses. And the eye doctor was like, okay. And she was like, I want you to put my prescription in them. And the eye doctor was like, okay. And then Bennett was like, I want the prescription to be bright orange. And then she went to space with them. Behind those orange glasses is a mystery, is an enigma. They're great. I flippin' love Jesse Bennett. They're going into the resting crew. So that's the outbreak dealt with. Terry, is that you?
Yes, of course, it's me.
You should be in your sick bay. You got pretty well wounded in that battle there.
Thank you, Vadaz. What are you doing in the medical wing?
I've just gone blind.
Well, I've got to go. I've got to get past. Excuse me, Vadaz.
Where you going, Terry?
Well, it seems to me the captain isn't fit for his position.
What are you saying, Terry?
Vadaz, think about it. Ever since we left Earth, the captain has been in charge. Crew have been quitting. Crew have been dying. The sick bay is full. Look at the eyes of the doctors.
I can't look at anyone's eyes, Terry. I don't know if I said it properly, but I'm blind.
My point exactly, Vadaz. This crew is falling apart due to poor leadership. Oh, it is up to me to fix it, to put things right.
But Terry, what can you possibly do? You're supposed to be in the medical wing.
Listen, Vadaz. I am a genius who has never given anything in life ever. Not once.
There was that one time you told me that your dad, when you left the home, your dad gave you $2 million to get started.
Yes, well, no, I earned that $2 million.
And there was that time when.
Listen, Vadaz, your insight is not helping. I'm going to go and rally the crew, and we're going to oust the captain. Are you going to join me or not?
I don't know if I told you, Terry, but well, I'm going blind, Terry. Must have been something I ate.
The captain was a fool. He let go all the prisoners in the prison cell during the invasion. And they aren't loyal to him, I swear. Please help me. Let me walk into this room. I have so many wounds, Vadaz.
Well, is it a paying gig?
This is not about money. This is about saving the human race.
But is there money in the gig?
Fine, Vadaz. Fine. If we manage to oust the captain and take over this ship, I'll use the Black Knight to call back home, and I'll get my mummy to send your family $10,000.
It seems like a pretty small number considering the numbers that we've been throwing around here, Terry.
12,000.
You got it. Let's go. Then, unfinished business. Lower morale and shuffle this card into possible situations. So what that means, I have to discard one crew from each section. We're going to discard her, and him, and him, and him. They're all quitting. Sour quitters. I don't know why they're doing this. Why are they quitting on me? And then I'm going to go and remove the dice that I just added to everybody's thing.
Yes, quit, yes, quit, I love it. Oh, Vadaz, where are you? You're supposed to be helping me walk.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize, I was just looking, well, I wasn't looking at anything, I didn't realize you'd left. You're always buttering yourself, so I wasn't sure if you wanted to move or what was going on.
Listen, Vidaz. Look at all the crew that have just left the captain. That means he's up in the bridge with literally no one beside him. It's a perfect time to enact a coup.
But in order to enact a coup, don't we need, people on your side? You can't just go in there and take the captain's hat.
The captain doesn't wear a hat.
Well, take his captain pin?
Listen, I don't know if I'm worthy to be the captain. It might be someone else who needs to be captain. But all I know is that in order to save humanity and the galaxy and our destiny and the Vanguard and you and I, someone else needs to be in charge.
Well, who are you going to get to help you?
Didn't I already say? The captain let all those prisoners out of the brig. All the other people who welched on him. Yes, they're milling about the station right now. And some of them I led in the defensive action on the Vanguard. Let's go and find them.
Okay. Now we have provocation. Draw one additional situation card and remove this card. Okay. So that means I will be drawing 2, 3, 4 situations this round. It's getting bad. Builder's Cult. Discard an alien tech discovery and move this card to the waiting envelope, or lose 2 and lower morale. Yeah, I did this wrong last time. I think I just paid 2. We'll let it ride. Discard 1 alien tech discovery and move this. I'm going to do that. We're going to discard this to the waiting envelope. And what's this? Low morale and shuffle this card into possible situations. You're my last guy and you're going to quit. I think that might be campaign failure. I think this might be it. The end. The end.
Hello, Welshers, quitters. All of you abandon your posts because you knew the same thing I know now, that the captain is unfit for his position. He's led us into chaos, into madness, into vile destruction. All of you came to space in order to save humanity. All of you have altruism in your hearts, has discovery in your veins, have hope and people back at home who will die if the doomsday device there goes off. And you, all of you, quit. You stuck to your morals. You held to your compunction because you know that the captain is not the man. Well, I don't know who is the man, but I do know this. He is on the bridge. No crew stand by him. Things are looking bleak. The Vanguard is broken. Aliens are invading. And it is time, our time, now, to set the record straight. To hammer humanity's path home, to reset the train onto the tracks. Join me. We'll go to the bridge, and we will not endorse violence. No, violence is not for us. We've seen the path of violence as aliens stomped through our ship and crushed our crew as they slept. No, violence is not what we shall seek. No, we shall go with reason. We will go with peace and patience, and we will remove the captain. And then we will set the Vanguard to rights. We will save humanity and ourselves. The state of affairs cannot stand. It will not stand. Good. Good. It's going. It's going. Oh.
Sir, are you okay?
I don't know if I'm laughing or if it hurts. But...
That's the game lost. I've lost all my crew. Feels very anticlimactic. But that's a game loss. Or is it? You see, when I accepted captainship of the ISS Vanguard, I had one stipulation. One secret room where no one else could go. They're probably not done cooking, but that's fine. That's fine. Their time to awaken has come. I go into a back room, I unlock it, and there in front of me are 4 giant tubes, and blobs of biological matter floating in those tubes. And I take my hand and I put it on the handprint scanner and it goes doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, and then they rise.
Oh, who's first to come out of the chamber? Oh, it's a clone of old Zack. Old Zack, the captain has cloned himself to go down to the ship one last time in one last little burst of crew to keep me going. Oh, wait, who's coming after old Zack? Oh, it's It's a clone of Zack in my spooky years when I looked spooky. Oh, yes, please join the science crew, Spooky Zack. Yes, I believe in you. You'll save me. Wait. It's young quirky Zack wearing my Hawaiian shirt. Oh, I was so young back then. Oh, I'm glad to have cloned quirky Zack back. Oh, and who's this last one? Oh, it's high school Zack. Well, high school Zack, join the engineering team.
All right, this is my. Listen, I lost so many crew to the food shortage card, and I've learned since then that there was an errata to the food shortage card, which said that you're not supposed to, because it says you cannot resolve it, and it's supposed to be discarded after it activates one time. So I kept it around because of the typo on the card for like 3 or 4 sessions, and it really screwed me. There's no way to go back and rewind how much it has screwed me, but I will make up for it by giving myself. I send clones of me down to these planets. If anyone's gonna die, it'll be me this time. And hopefully with the Zack squad, I'll be able to survive. They're not any better than normal crew members. I just looked up pictures of normal crew on the normal crew cards on the internet, and I put myself on them. So yeah. The Zack squad goes and takes charge now, and we'll see if I can handle this situation. I think this is the last gasp. What do I do if the situation's low morale and I lose crew again? I lose, right? This is my last excuse. What I could do, right, is I could say, I failed deadly space mode. Let's get back all of it. Because in a normal game, all of these crew that I discarded because of low morale would not have been discarded. They would have just stayed in your hand. I would have this many workers in the worker placement phase to just place on the ship and activate stuff. Right? Like, that's a lot of crew that I just don't have right now. But I'm not going to undo Deadly Space. If I was to play this game again without Deadly Space, I would start again at the beginning, and I don't think I would start again right away, right? I'm so, I don't know if I can express to you how committed and excited I am to playing this game every time I sit down to play it. I mean, you probably see me get excited. That's not like an act. I'm genuinely enthused to play this game every time I sit down. I think starting over or cheating would just suck all that joy out of me. So if I lose again, if the rules tell me I lose again, I'm done. I'm done, and maybe I play this game again, but it'll be, I don't know, months and months and months from now. Maybe, because I'm not a solo board gamer. I don't usually enjoy playing solo. And I think a lot of the traps I've fallen into in this game might have been avoided if I had other people around this table paying attention to rules, catching corner cases, Googling errata, or just like on the planets making choices. I think all of this game would be more fun with people. I think generally most stuff is more fun with people. But yeah, this is my last. Breaking case of emergency. This is my last hope. If I can't solve this problem, and 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 I can't solve this problem, then no one can solve this problem. And we let the Vanguard crash. But we don't let it crash until we've done literally everything in our physical capacity to do it. Let's get into this actual mission. We ride!
What did I just witness, Vadaz?
I don't know. Don't know if I told you, but I'm blind. I'm going blind. I do see shapes sometimes.
I think the captain has found a crew to follow him.
Oh?
I don't think we can pull off this coup.
Oh?
Oh, take me back to the medical wing. He might still have surprises in him yet. Maybe the captain can save us.
I thought you said there was no chance in hell he could save anyone, and that he was dooming us all to a slow and perilous fate.
Yes, well, take me back.
You trying to be Gaius Baltar?
What?
Listen, I've seen enough science fiction. I know you're pulling a Gaius Baltar.
No, I'm not.
Listen, if you want to play in the realm of tropes and expected cliches, then that's up to you. But like, when you can't get angry at me when I call you out for it.
Just take me back to the medical wing, Vadaz.
I don't know if I told you, but I can't see.
Ow!
Okay, this is where our current system is. We tried to land on Kepler. Here's the thing I'm not quite sure about. So our current objective is to go and find inhabited planets. And so the only place I can go is to Leonis, and from there forward. I don't know if I can try to land here. Like, we dealt with the aliens. Don't know, like, it was not clear at the end of that mission whether there are more aliens here or whether we've dealt with all of them and we can go and check this out now. Like, that wasn't clear. Do I want to try to land there again?
So I did the thing. I went to the audio log a second time for the Steely cluster signal, and it just said, "There's no planet there, Captain. Do you want to go there and be ambushed again?" And I was like, "There's no planet there. We went to do a planetary landing on the Steely cluster signal, and now you're saying there's no planet there? Is that because the planet disappeared, or because, like, are you saying the crew of the ISS Vanguard didn't know that there wasn't a planet there when they initiated the planetary landing sequence and got ambushed? Dumb. That's a little dumb, if you ask me."
But anyway, I guess we're going to go to Leonis. Leonis, we've arrived. It's purpley, it's large. A star similar to our sun and large and water world are not the only reasons for the Vanguard to explore this system. While the builders didn't mark it on their maps, there are alien structures on one of the planets, possibly hinting at a race capable of interstellar flight. Well, my objective is to find a planet of habit that has a population on it. It doesn't seem to me like it would give you that objective and then immediately, because this is the only system you can get to from Kepler. So I guess I could land on a desert colony. We see buildings there. Object X. Oh, there's like a big star base. This is kind of exciting. Here's the thing. I still have 4 power because people died and gave me extra power, even with my weakened system. I could just skip the system and go to Gilisi on page 14 and check that out. I guess it comes down to, all right, there's 2 brains at work here. One, in fiction, I guess this is a very curious planet. And like, why would you leave it? But mechanically, I'm doubting that this is going to be the planet that resolves our current objective. And I have the extra resources to travel now. So if we're gonna have to travel through a couple systems in order to reach something that has life on it, like, I might want to use this power now before, because next round I'm only going to start with 2 power. Like, we could get to Galice right now. Yeah, our current reactor only has 2 power. It only produces 2 power. Next turn, we'll be stuck in this solar system. We won't be able to leave because it takes 3 power to leave. This is a trap. This is a trap. You stop here and you get stuck in this solar system. We go to Galice, I think. I think we go to Galice.
It was a trap. They give you the objective to find an inhabited solar system or an inhabited planet and find someone to talk to. And then they give you an abandoned solar system that looks all nice and paradisey, and it's purple and it's calm and it's blue, and if you just survived an attack. And the trap is you stop there. The trap's you stop there. And you just have to push forward.
I'm a genius. Okay, so I have traveled to Galice. Okay, so we can land here, and this is the habited system. I'm glad we skipped the last system. I think we just dodged a bullet. So we know that there are people here, but we're not allowed to talk to them unless we have another objective. Oh, well, we're going to land on this planet. I'm just in the middle of ship management. I've gone to the barracks. I've got one more token left, and then after I go to the barracks, I'm going to go to the situation room and try to deal with all of these situations. But yeah, I'm going to hire some crew. I like meeting crew, and hopefully they don't die or quit. I'm glad I didn't spend all that time last time going over all my new crew at the end of last session because they all quit immediately. Here's something I think I'm going to do. I mean, there's plenty of cards here still. What I was thinking about was thematically in the ISS Vanguard attack mission, two things happened. Terry Isaac, my glorious hero, and he organized the crew into a defensive perimeter, and I said, in fiction, he's grabbed a bunch of the crew that have quit and are just milling about my ship, and he's organized them. And then the other thing that happened was I went to the brig, and I released all the crew that were arrested. I'm thinking, and I said, I bet this is a bunch of the crew that have quit as well. This is all the crew that have quit. I'm kind of thinking, because Terry organized them and I let them out of the brig, maybe I shuffle them back into possible crew right now. I mean, this isn't the thing the game's telling me to do. I just think thematically that might be appropriate. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So that's done. I've shuffled them all together again. We might start seeing some familiar faces crawl back to me. Let's see. We draw 5 and hire 4. Oh, Samus. Oh, I recognize you. Destiny Jones. Oh, I recognize you. And I recognize, wow, okay. Maybe I should have shuffled it better. But look at that, okay. You know, I actually kind of love this thematically. These crew all joined me at the end of the last mission. They thought about quitting, but they've now had a change of heart. They've stayed, right? Like after all the crew walked out on me, you know, these guys sort of followed because they, you know, peer pressure. But, you know, later when I went back to my office, they were standing outside again. They were like, listen, we want back in, Captain. I don't know if I want you back. But we're definitely taking this lady. Agata and Andrada? Agata Andrada? Oh, she's got like a little Care Bear heart in the middle of her chest. Actually, I think that's the Vanguard symbol. But we're going to say that's the Care Bear heart. And giant, big, chunky shoulder pads. And this giant scientific device. Probably a gun. She's efficient. Look, she's focused and determined. This person isn't going to quit. This person isn't going to die. They're going to come with me right to the very end. I just read the back of Agata Andrada. She hasn't come to space in order to learn science. She's come for vengeance. Someone on the Vanguard's crew killed her partner, and she's come to kill them. And how? How does she know who it is? She doesn't. She doesn't know who on the crew did it. She only knows one thing, that there is a mark between their index and middle finger. She's in Indigo Montoya. She's chasing the six-fingered man. Oh, I can't wait for you to get your man, Andrada. Oh, we're gonna hunt him. I bet he's sowing dissent in the crew right now. I love you. I love you even more. Vengeance. I hope you take vengeance for the crew that the aliens killed as well. We're gonna do great things. She's a scientist that uses red dice. Red dice are usually aggressive dice. And so she can turn her aggressive dice into science. Yes. Punch them until you learn their true nature. This is an anime protagonist. I mean, you're super cool. You've kind of got a card captor's vibe. Big Yu-Gi-Oh vibe. Like, she's got the dual gear on her arm there, you can see. She's playing yellow lightning bolt, white thunder. Collectible trading card games, they're games too. Destiny Jones. I mean, she's got a great name. She's sort of like nondescript. Again, almost all the girls on this ship have purple hair. I don't know what's going on there with that. It might just be like the lighting in the ship. Like maybe she just sort of has like a sandy, like brown hair, and the lighting in the ship is just really aggressively purple. All right, she's just sort of a glass blower, an artist that makes glass sculptures. I don't know why we've brought her on this ship. I mean, Space Banksy was a stowaway. My favorite barista was a stowaway. But here we just brought a glass blower for funsies. Don't know if I particularly like you. I love your name. But I don't know if I need to bring a glass blower. I don't think things are desperate. They're not that desperate. You're definitely coming. I never learned who you were. Let's find out. Bridget lost all faith in her profession when funding was cut from her biology program without warning. Wandering aimlessly through her fields for many years, looking for opportunities to make big discoveries and move humanity forward as a species, yet falling victim again and again to corrupt politics, Bridget had all but given up hope when she was recruited for the Vanguard. Maybe it's not too late for her. She's got Bride of Frankenstein hair, doesn't she? What do you mean by advancing the species, Mrs. Frankenstein? You have dead eyes. There's maybe a little bit of maybe you're not a nice person. Maybe you're a horrible eugenicist, or I don't know. Like, what do you mean by advancing the species biologically, Bridget? Yeah, no, you're giving me the willies. But, listen, maybe we do need a couple monsters. So it's down to you two. Let's find out who Lon Pon is. Oh, Lon. That's interesting. Someone who can only walk due to an exoskeleton. That's very exciting. This serpent on your head, this dragon, this Hydra. I've seen Marvel. I've seen Avengers. I've seen Winter Soldier. I know to be a little wary of that. Are you piloting the exosuit, or is the exosuit piloting you, Lon? Listen, Destiny, I understand. You wanted to come and blow some glass sculptures on this planet. But maybe not today. Maybe not today. A little marshmallow in my mustache. I was given a bunch of hot chocolate bombs for my Christmas, and I just warmed up some milk and put all one in here, and it's kind of delightful. Ho, ho, ho. Aliens, aliens, we're meeting aliens. Okay, I've arrived at the Ademian Cabal. This planet seems to be covered with super religious aliens. They don't want to talk to us. They're treating us like pilgrims. They brought out a platter with like incense and other stuff on it, and we didn't know what to do with it, and it gave us a bunch of options of things to do with it. Like we could have sprinkled the stuff on the platter on our heads and all kinds of crazy stuff. Anyway, I just took the platter and we gave them some technology in return. They seemed disappointed about that. There's lots of different options of ways to approach this planet. It's very exciting. So the Ademians seem to just be like hyper-religious. This is their temple planet, as far as I've sort of gathered. They're treating us like pilgrims. And the game gave us a bunch of optional objectives. Which objective do you want to pursue on this planet? We could have tried to like engage in diplomacy with them. We could have explored the ruins nearby. We have tried to go to the city. All of this felt a little too instrumental to me, right? Like if we were making first contact here, we are making first contact here. All of that seems to be very, how do we get you Ademians to interact with us in the way that we want, right? Like, oh, we're going to go pretend to worship at your temple. That's manipulative. Oh, we're going to try to pester you about helping us. That's just selfish. They're treating us like pilgrims. We're going to act like pilgrims. There is one of the options we were given of ways to explore this planet was there's a steely signal coming from the depth of the ocean. And that's the one I chose. We're going to be pilgrims, and we're going to make a pilgrimage into the waters, into the bottom of the ocean, and we're going to see the stele. Remember, the steles are like the obelisks placed on planets by the builders on all the planets where they seeded life, right? If this is a temple world, I'm suspecting it's a temple because of the stele. We need to know more about the steles ourselves in order to continue our mission of finding out what the heck's going on in the galaxy. So we're going to do that. We're just going to pursue our mission because we are kind of on a scientific pilgrimage. And we're going to act like pilgrims. I'm not going to try to manipulate these Ademians. I'm not going to try to make them do what I want them to do. No, we dive to the depths of the ocean and we go to our altar. And we make our homage to our god of science and discovery. And they will respect that or they won't. I cannot control them. So that's what we're doing. Very, very cool planet so far. I like the mechanics that are going on. I like the little role-playing aspects. This is very neat. Also, the audio logs are asking lots of questions about where I've been and what I've done so far. Like we're in the middle of the branching story path.
I like that. I like that we're not shunted down like a linear trajectory. We're exploring. It feels like I'm exploring. It feels like I maybe missed stuff in that last solar system. I like it. Sometimes, what was it? It's Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate 3 right now. They've got there's a path. There's a path in Baldur's Gate 3 where you can turn yourself into a cheese wheel, a sentient cheese wheel. Is everybody going to do that? No. But the fact that it exists is lovely. I might have missed a bunch of stuff. I don't care. This is my quest for exploration, not yours, not the game designers. We go to the bottom of the ocean on an alien world of religious pilgrims, and we're going to respectfully learn about the origin of life itself in the galaxy. Let's go. Things are going well on this planet. Just sort of pleasant exploration. The pilgrims sort of let us go on our way. We went to the ocean. I assume all of our astronaut suits are watertight because we just dove right in, and the entire surface of the ocean, as far as the eye could see, there was giant tentacled creatures, the size like larger than whales, just sort of floating just underneath the surface. We swam past them. Tentacly creatures under the water. Aggregators are kind of tentacly. The visitors were tentacly. Maybe the builders, wherever they seeded life, they seeded tentacly creatures, right? Maybe they designed all life in the galaxy in their own image, their own tentacled image. I'm not tentacly. Humanity isn't tentacly. We don't have tentacles, I don't think. All right, maybe that's a bad guess. Oh, no, wait. Maybe that's why my original theory that humanity are the breakers and not really descended from the builders. Maybe that's the sign. We're not tentacly creatures. Anyway, we dove down past the tentacled behemoths, the sleeping giants, and we went down to a coral reef. And I've been mining that coral reef viciously. We've been collecting samples. We have live samples. We have strange flora. It's wonderful. There's the option in this space to tickle the porphyria. Porifera. Porphyria. I don't know what tickling the porphyria means. There's a potential that tickling the porphyria, I imagine porphyria is like anemones or a coral reef or something. There's something that's a porphyria, and we could tickle it. Maybe it's a fish. I don't know. Why would anyone tickle the porphyria? Like, the chances are either it's just going to be something kind of cute and pleasant, which would be lovely, or I'll tickle the porphyria and like some angry Thronodon will explode out of a crevice and this will turn into a fight for my life. But I did say way back in episode 1 that the captain never goes down to the planets, never puts themselves at risk. Never. Not unless they're all alone or the particularly attractive aliens. And this card, it's not telling me how cute the porphyria is. So maybe I send young quirky Zach to go and tickle it, and we find out what happens. You feeling like a little tickle, young quirky Zach? This is probably a bad idea. I'm gonna go tickle the porphyria. You're gonna go tickle the porphyria. We're gonna go tickle the porphyria. Update. The porphyria is shy. I tickled it, and it swam. It must be a fish. It swam into a cave and revealed a cave system to us. Now, I could enter the caves. Listen, spelunking is terrifying. Have you ever seen, there was that movie about all those kids trapped in that cave, and the cave divers had to go after them, and like, there was crevices that my body would not squeeze through, that they had to like drug kids to make them asleep and then put a scuba mask on them and then drag them through endless miles of tunnels underground. Man. Or you hear about those people who like go cave climbing and they get like stuck upside down for like hours and hours in like a 3-inch crack. Crazy people. Crazy people. Yeah, you don't crawl into a cave. You don't crawl into a cave on Earth. The most experienced cave divers in the world don't go into a cave on Earth without like knowing what's going on, and even then things can go just bad for them. Like sometimes they just don't come home. We're not going to enter the caves on an alien planet, even if the Porphyria. But if the Porphyria is trying to lead us somewhere. What do I need? I need pickaxes, and exploration icons, and wrenches. I could send my engineer, my card captor, Rika de Graaf. She could chase after the Porphyria, go into the caves. Things are going well. Let's not push it. No caves. Caves, though. You're going after the Porphyria. She's going after the Porphyria. Zach tickled it. She finds it. Catches it, eats it, grabs it, follows it, chases it, finds it. I don't know. Let's go. I had my engineer. Engineer Rika crawl down that tunnel. All of a sudden, it turned into a choose-your-own-adventure storybook. It turns out the Porphyria was a glowing sea cucumber. And then we went into the cave and we realized it was attached to an enormous fish. Like, what part of it was I tickling? I don't know, but it's got a giant cucumber hanging off of it. So, anyway, and then we had the choice. The fish was trying to stay away from us, and we could either chase it down the left or the right corridor. We chased it down the left corridor, dead end. And then it said, do you want to fight the fish? And I was like, no, I've just been tickling its Porphyria. I'm not going to try to kill the fish. And it stuck down a dead end. So I backed out, and then it let me go down the right path. So I'm guessing if you had chased it down the right side instead of the left side, it would have like been in our way and we would have had to fight it to get down. But anyway, so we go down that way, navigating the cave system. It keeps giving me options of directions to go, and I think I keep picking correctly because I haven't gotten stuck or anything. And I found a giant war machine rusted in this cave system. It didn't describe the war machine, but I'm willing to bet that it's a big tentacled war machine with a red eye. Maybe this planet is the home world for the aggregators. Possible. Anyway, I climbed past the giant robot, further down the cave. My engineer has popped out in the sector I need her to pop out in. She's with the steely signal at the bottom of the ocean. There is a problem, though. Abyssal hunters, enormous, absolutely enormous bone white fish are at the bottom of this ocean, and the log said they're hungry. It looks as though they haven't eaten in centuries. And I don't know if you can see it on this picture. I think there's a little tiny man. I think you could fit like 20 people inside the mouth of this thing. I've seen fish when they see food. There was a pond near my home, a little duck pond, and in that pond there was carp. Man, I feel like if you dropped a child in that pond, the carp would have eaten them. I got to save my engineer, who's now at the bottom of the ocean with the hungry fish. But all in all, it's going really well. Things have gone bad all of a sudden. These fish are terrible. Okay, well, all right, let's talk about this. These fish, you need to roll shields and biological symbols to resolve this. I've got lots of shields. Everybody on this away team has shields. None of my crew, even my science officer, if I have brought them, they have no biological symbols, which means I need to rely on rolling wilds, which means listen, 2 of these people have wild dice that have mostly wilds on the sides. Every time I've rolled them, I've gotten an accident icon. You get enough accident icons and the fish just tried to eat you. You roll an F danger, which I think stands for fish. And I'm getting critically wounded injuries across the board. I'm fighting fish. Fish are going to defeat me. After what happened? Give me a Porphyria to tickle. We're gonna win this though. We're out of supplies. We're gonna win this though. We're out of supplies. We're getting critically injured. The fish are eating us. We have very few dice left. I have wounds. Those wounds are bad. When I roll these wounded dice, it hurts my body and my soul. Yu-Gi-Oh! Dual Queen is closest to death. That's my engineer. Rika de Golf. Rika de Golf. Rika de Golf. Old Zach and young Zach are pretty good. But at this point, we're going to have to start burning dice. Sacrificing dice in order to fight the fish. Fight them. Fight them. Fight the fish. Struggling. So I completed the fish card, and it said, nope. You kill a bunch of fish, but more fish just come. There's no stopping them. They're endless. They're forever fish. And then it said, maybe you can feed them something to distract them. There's lots of Porphyra upstairs. And so I went back to the Porphyra caves. I'm still down on dice, but fine. I took everyone back from the bottom of the ocean, went back to the surface, got to the Porphyra cage, cornered that fish once again in the same place I cornered it the first time. I attacked the fish, squirted ink in our eyes, and it's ejected us all out of the ocean and said I can try again? What? Oh, I get it. There's dead ends in the cave system, and we can't attack the Porphyra to kill it. We chase the Porphyra down into the area where the angry fish are. Then the Porphyra uses its ink blast ability, and then I swim past the giant fish. I get it. I understand now. I understand. I see the puzzle. Do I have enough dice to pull it off? 2 dice, 3 dice, 4 dice. We gotta tickle a Porphyra. We gotta chase it into the cave. We gotta go, oh, do I remember the path? Left, right, I think. It's left, right, right. 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 This is gonna be tight. Absurdly, ridiculously, hugely tight. Let's do it. I fed the Porphyra to the fish, and the fish ate it, and I swam past. And we found an ancient battlefield at the bottom of the ocean. There's some flippin' metal stuff. It looks like the species on this planet, the Endymions, had a long, like, endless war over the Stele, where they fought themselves in like an endless holy war. Pretty cool. It looks like, I've done a bunch of Stele research. There's this great part of this game where you go to a diagram, and every time you find a Stele, you can trace a line between one node and another node, and each node gives you another piece of information. So there's lots of different choices on this branching path. So like potentially me at this point in the game, I've looked at completely different log entries to someone else. I have a completely different idea of what's going on to someone else. It looks like the builders that seeded life across the galaxy, they were playing The Amazing Race. They were playing Survivor with living species. Every single planet where they seeded life, they designed that life in a weird way, right? The examples this game just gave me were, hey, what if we gave a species, created an intelligent species in a solar system where every single planet, there were hundreds of habitable planets. What happens then? What if we designed a biological species that reacted violently and immediately to any abstract concept? What if we put an alien species on a planet and gave them a religious instruction and see how that changes how they develop, right? The builders are dicks. They are, if you've ever played Fallout, the builders are treating planets and creating species in the same way that in the Fallout universe, the Vault Tech company builds vaults. They're all just bizarre, twisted social experiments. The builders are the bad guys. They're awful. Why are they doing this, though? Why create a bunch of species under weird situations? Why biologically twist them like this? What do they want, right? Is this just a huge game to them, right? We're going to create species on 1,000 different planets. We're going to give them all twisted, messed up starting conditions, and we're going to see who traces the bloodline map back to us first, right? This is just literally a rat race, a game of Survivor. We're going to get to the end, and they're going to be like, great, you got here second. Here's your immunity idol. You know, who knows, right? Like, are they trying to create the conditions on these planets that force the evolution of a species that like performs two tasks in some way? I don't know. I'm getting I've been rewatching the anime Hunter x Hunter right now, and there's this awful character. He's the villain of the show. Well, as much as that show has a villain, he's the villain of the show, named Hisoka, who is just sort of like grooming all of the other characters in the show to either be killed by him or to kill him. And it's very creepy and manipulative and awful. He's a very good, interesting villain. But maybe that's what's sort of going on here. The builders trying to design the species that surpasses them. I don't know. But like, it's something very twisted and amoral is going on here. I'm liking the destroyers or the breakers more and more every second, right? Whoever's setting out to stop the builders and their madness, I think is on the right track. Success. I've got my team out. We're going back to the shipbook. Big bruised energy though. I have not engaged the trust of the Endymions, but that's okay. I think I see the path to gaining their trust. There's this Endymion token on the board that moves around in a very specific pattern. I think it's going to like holy sites. It's called the Endymion Pilgrim. Oh. I don't think I was supposed to see the back of that card. It says it's a furious pilgrim on the other side. All right, now I'm poisoned by knowledge. Let's just put this away. I'm going to try to follow the Endymion Pilgrim maybe next time I come here and imitate what the Endymion Pilgrim is doing. And that might be the secret. I'm in the med bay right now. Young quirky Zach got lightly injured. He's got to recuperate. Old Zach, he took much more of a beating on that deep water dive. He's got critical injuries, but we have to see whether he gets killed by them. He lives. And then Rika DeGaff. She also got critical injuries. Let's see if our duel master survives. What? No! That's a death! She's dead! She's gone! That's death! Oh, man. And she just leveled up. I mean, they all leveled up. This is actually really sad. The only reason I was able to lure that fish through the caves, the only reason I was able to go into the caves in the first place, the only reason I was able to survive the fish or sneak past the giant behemoths on the surface was Rika. But she's dead. She leaves her brand new level up sleeve. And we send her to the memorial wall. Let's have a memorial. Here we say goodbye to Rika DeGaff. She always had her notebook in which she wrote her delicious recipes, in which she kept her Yu-Gi-Oh cards. She always walked around looking like she was going to stab people with this wrench, but really no one knew what she was doing with it. She was eaten by fish, but barely survived. She was well trained, but it didn't take her too far. Let's remind ourselves who she is. For many years, Rika wandered from place to place. She wanders no more, from vacation to vacation, vocation to vocation. Learning. Well, she didn't go on vacation, that's for sure. She's going on the last vacation now. Learning what she could and acquiring new skills, and all the while fruitlessly searching for a place to call home. Maybe I'm not meant to live out my days here on Earth, Rika said. Rika, you weren't meant to live out your days anywhere. But your sacrifice shall not go in vain. I bet if you were alive right now, you'd be thinking to yourself, you should have quit with the rest of the crew. You should have quit with them when they did walk out. But you came back. You came back because the call of duty called. Another vocation called. It didn't turn out to be your vocation, but that's fine. That's fine, Rika. We send you to your final slumber. Rika, you get the distinction of being the last person that will fit on the memorial wall. Raise morale.
Yes, I'm glad you died, Rika.
This goes well. This goes very, very well. I keep saying this. I keep telling you guys I feel hope. That I see the light at the end of the tunnel. And maybe I sound like a broken record, but I see the light. I see the light. Look, this is our stack. This is our stack of crew who can come and help us on the next bridge phase. Who's gonna come to save us? Spooky Zach. Spooky Zach's here. High School Zach's here. Vidaz, such a good guy. Jessie, yes. Look at this motherly lady. She reminds me a bit of, I forget her name, the nurse in the second season of The Next Generation. Everybody hated that nurse. Or the doctor in the second season of The Next Generation. Everyone hated that nurse. I loved her. She was just a crotchety old lady. She was great. Agatha, on a quest for vengeance. I'm with you, Agatha. Bridget, Lon Pon and his mysterious past. Willow Baker. She's still with me. She's a veteran. She's my only veteran. It's going really well. My wizard's back. And Terry. I've got a great crew. I just need to land on this planet 1 or 2 more times in order to exhaust it. And to really finish my diplomacy with the Endymions. It's kind of a relaxing, it's nice. This is one very clever planet. I like how there's different routes. I like how there's a diplomacy going on. I like how I'm learning lore. I like the lore in this game. And I like the piecemeal fashion in which you collect it, and I like how ambiguous it all is. One of my favorite things, I'm talking about Dark Souls again, but one of my favorite things about Dark Souls or Elden Ring was just sitting around with people who had other played it and just talking about what we think might be going on. And 90% of the time we were wrong. But speculation is 99% of the fun. Anyway, the Vanguard still sails. We survive. We press forward into the future.